everyone, and a very warm welcome to Economicspedia. Today's session is mainly based on a topic from the microeconomics. Well, this topic is more of a conceptual topic because while reading the theories of especially production and cost, we always have come across the terms like the economies of scale, returns to scale, and etc. etc. And not only this, returns to scale, this term we have also heard in the mathematical portion of economics as well. So today's session is focusing on the basic difference and the importance of economies of scale and returns to scale, because this is the area where many people have a little bit of confusion that what exactly is the difference between the two. Why there are two different things? That means there has to be a difference. That minute difference that we are going to discuss in this session. So stay tuned till the end of this session, and I really hope that you will like this session and it will be helpful in your further preparation and your understanding of the subject. So let's begin today's discussion. So starting with, first of all, the economies of scale, and then I'll be moving towards the returns to scale. Now, economies of scale, the term, this mainly shows a relationship between the output that can be achieved at the minimum cost. Okay, this is the point where you have to remember. Here, maximum output but at the lowest possible cost. So this is the main point where you have to remember what this economies of scale actually means. Alright, so we can say that economies of scale can be achieved when the production is done in an efficient way. This is another point, keyword. Efficient production has to be done. What is efficient production? That means there is no wastage of the resources. That is, whatever the resources are available in the economy or for the farm, for that particular farm, the farm has to use up the resources very much efficiently, that is without any wastage of that. Then only we can say that this economies of scale can be achieved. Okay. Now, whenever we talk about this economies of scale, one of the very important factor that does not matter in case of the returns to scale, but do matter for this economies of scale. Here, the size of the farm, this plays a very big role, because only the bigger farms, if we have the bigger farms only in our economy, then certainly the economies of scale can be achieved very much easily. Why? See, if we have in our society, in an economy, let's say, a big farm. So that big farm can easily divide its labor into various categories. And being a big farm, the farm can easily hire the high skilled workers or laborers, isn't it? So in that fashion, the big farm is having an edge over the small farms, because small farms cannot afford to have the highest end of technology or the high skilled labor or any of the resources that is required in the form of an input. So that is why size of the farm plays a very big role in the economies of scale. And when we have a farm who is bigger in size than the rest of the economies, then we can say directly that economies of scale can be easily realized for that particular farm with respect to the other farms. Okay. Now this is the basic definitions of economies of scale, and I have just mentioned you the keywords here which will help you to remember the further definition also. Now, economies of scale, not only this, there are also existence of the diseconomies of scale. What do that mean? Economies of scale, here I have mentioned maximum output at the lowest cost. This is economies of scale. So the opposite of this thing will be diseconomies of scale. That means when the output is not the maximum and also the cost is higher, then that is the situation of diseconomies of scale, and which is certainly not very good for the economics perspective, because the cost has to be always minimized and that is achieved under this economies of scale. Since we are talking about this economies of scale, let me also highlight that economies of scale are of two types: internal economies of scale, and then we have external economies of scale. What are these? You also have to remember these things in very short form so that you remember the basic concept of it. Okay. Now, internal, as the term very much self-justifiable, that internal means within the farm. Here we are talking about size of the farms and maximizing output at the minimized cost. So this thing, where it gonna happen? In a particular farm. So that is why this internal factors, whenever the output of any farm is getting affected due to the internal factors or internal reasons, then we have internal economies of scale. That means here the decisions will be taken up by the farm. So here decisions taken up by the farm itself, and that is why it is internal. Okay, all the maintenance decision, the production decision, the further advanced decision, everything. So this comes under the internal decision. Now external economies of scale. So whenever the output of any particular farm is getting affected due to some of the outside factors, then we have what we have is the external economies of scale. Let me also give you an example of external economies of scale. Here it can be tax or subsidies, changes in them, okay, plus minus, plus minus. So subsidies can be increased or decreased, taxes can be increased or decreased, the tariff rates can be increased or decreased. Further process, also further many such examples are there which are under this external economies of scale. So external economies, in one word we can say, in one line we can say that whenever the factors are outside of the farm's control or beyond its control, then what we have is the external economies of scale. Okay, so these are the two broad categories, subcategories of economies of scale, and these are the small examples of it. Okay, let me also highlight you the internal examples. Internal economies of scales example, it can be like introduction of more in advanced labor or more advanced technology, or cost cutting decisions by the farm itself comes under the internal economies of scale. Okay, so this is a brief on the economies of scale. Okay, now we move towards the returns to scale, and let's find out that why the two are different. Okay, so let's talk about returns to scale now. So returns to scale is basically describes the rate of increase in output due to an associated increase in the rate of inputs. Yes, so here the word rate plays a very important role. That is the basic difference between the economies of scale and returns to scale. So here it shows the rate of increase in output due to an increase in the associated input. This is the basic difference, and this is the basic definition of returns to scale. Okay, so economies of scale was showing the maximum output at the minimum cost possible, whereas the returns to scale is showing us the rate of increase in the output due to an associated increase in the inputs. Okay, so here the point of difference basically lies. So after this, a very important point under this returns to scale is that the keywords, here the outputs are produced efficiently and effectively, or in other words we can say profitably. Okay, so this is the another point of view, another keyword to remember, the definition and the importance of returns to scale, that the production here takes place efficiently and effectively. That means at the no wastage is there, of course, and also the maximum utilization of the resources, that means the inputs, that are also done over here. So this thing we can say that ultimately profitably the output is coming to the coming out of the industry. Okay, now if I want to talk about the basic difference, but before going to that, let me also tell you the subparts of this returns to scale. So here there are basically three subparts. We already know that. Let me just give you a slight reminder. So one is IRS, next one is CRS, and then followed by DRS. So what are these? This is the increasing returns to scale, this is the constant returns to scale, and this is the DRS, that means decreasing returns to scale. Okay, so what is IRS? When IRS takes place, when the inputs are increased at a certain amount, but when the output are increased by more than that amount, more than increased in the amount of output. Suppose the inputs are increased by double, and if the output increases more than double, then we have IRS, increasing returns to scale. Next, we are moving towards the CRS, which is the constant returns to scale. So here what happens? The amount by which the inputs are increased by the exact same amount, or by the exact same rate, the outputs are also increasing. That means if the inputs are increased by double, the output will also be increased by double. So in that sense, it is remaining constant. So constant returns to scale. So I hope you can follow up the next definition of DRS, that is decreasing returns to scale. It shows that if the output is increased by double, that means 2x amount, then the output will be increased by lesser than the 2x amount. So that is the basic difference between these three. And let me also tell you that these three plays a very important role in the production and cost portion of the microeconomics as well, because on the basis of these three functions you can have the derivation of the long run average cost, the short run costs, and many other things as well. So that is why clearance on these things, these three definitions are very much important, because this is going to help you in your understanding of the further complex topics of the cost theory of the microeconomics. Okay, so this is how the returns to scale is. Now let me show you the difference between the economies of scale and returns to scale. So that thing we have already discussed it, but let me just highlight it again so that you can remember. Okay, so economies of scale and returns to scale. We have shown a relationship under this economies of scale between the output and minimum cost, isn't it? This is the relationship that has been talked about in the economies of scale. And what is returns to scale? It shows us a relation between the output and input. Okay, so this is the difference between the economies of scale and returns to scale. And this is very much important because in many of the exams, rather be in college exams or university exams, or especially for the competitive exams. Okay, so the exams which are having an MCQ pattern, in that they might ask you to give to choose the correct option of the definition of economies of scale or returns to scale, anything. And you know the MCQs, the options, they are very close to one another. So at that hall, in that very hall, it's very much creating pressure on your brain to choose the correct option out of the four. So that is why you have to very much clear about what the definition is, and then you will be able to go for the correct one. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the economies of scale and returns to scale. I really hope that this session was helpful to you, and if it was, please tell us below in the comment section which is the portion that you have able to understand in a very clear way. And you can also suggest us the topic that you want to have a session on. And if you like this session, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss any update from our channel. You can also follow us in our Facebook and Instagram page for the other related updates. The links will be given in the description box. Please have a look, and thank you very much for joining this session. I really hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.